Marcus Tullius Cicero is known as one of the most famous Romans in all of history, but how did he achieve this legacy? What made him such an effective speaker? How did he climb the political ladder of Rome? How did his legacy withstand the test of time? Cicero was born in Arpinium in 106 BC into an equestrian family. Throughout Cicero's life, he had a solid educational background, studying from some of the finest educators in all of ancient times. For example, when Cicero was in Rhodes, he studied under Apollonius, who taught Cicero to use his body correctly to give speeches and focused on delivery. This allowed Cicero to work with the Roman elite and become a successful speaker. When Cicero was 27 years old, he defended Roscius, who was wrongly accused of murdering his father. Sulla, the dictator, was trying to cover up his murderous tracks, so speaking out against him was a bold move for Cicero. When Cicero won the case, he became respected as someone who would stand against evil men to uphold justice for the Republic.
Ubi tu Gaius, ego Gaia.
Soon afterwards, Cicero married Terentia. Her immense wealth and interest in his political career launched him into further success. In 75 BC, Cicero served as quaestor in western Sicily. He earned the trust and love of the people for his fairness and kindness to all the citizens. Cicero was continuing to build up his characteristic of being a good man to the Republic. In 63 BC, Cicero ran for consulship against Catiline. He showed up in the forum with dramatic armor on to make the point that Catiline was dangerous and an evil man. Cicero's speeches against his opponents were so successful that he got the wealthy optimates to support him in the election. Cicero's success was a combination of his good character, his solid education, his wife's wealth, his equestrian connections, and the optimates' brief support for him in the election. Cicero was a novus homo, or new man, because he was the first member of his family to be in politics. This made Cicero's consulship even more impressive because he had to climb to the top, whereas Catiline was born with a silver spoon. Cicero was already building his legacy as he was climbing the cursus honorum, or the ranks of Roman politics. Perhaps one of his most famous speeches was In Catilina. Cicero gave these speeches during his consulship, accusing Catiline of plotting against the Republic. Catiline's conspiracy threatened to destroy Rome.
Where were you last night, Catiline? I know that you're part of the conspiracy. I have spies everywhere.
Cicero's many speeches contained many rhetorical devices and figures of speech that made his rhetoric so effective. All within 47 to 46 BC, Cicero divorced Terentia and married Publilia. But when his daughter died and Publilia didn't seem to care, he became very angry and disappointed in her and divorced her. He channeled his deep depression into philosophical writings. In the middle of civil war, Cicero delivered his Philippics against Mark Antony. However, Mark Antony had his revenge when he had Cicero killed. The life given us by nature is short, but the memory of a well-spent life is eternal. Marcus Tullius Cicero spoke these immortal words, and they are certainly true of his legacy.